Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for this video. It's basically a collection of clips that did not get put in a video or don't fit any of my video concepts that I have. So in this video I will be doing just a bunch of bookish things. I'll show you books that I've hauled, my TBR for the week, things I've read recently, and taking you along to a cute bookstore I went to and some little libraries that I got some books from, and just a little reading update. Starting off, I want to go through the books that I've read this month. I don't have the first two books that I read this month, so I'll put them here. I read The Roughest Draft. This is a reread for me. I gave it like a 4-star when I first read it, but that was a couple years ago and I didn't appreciate the writing style at that time because I just wanted a full-on rom-com, and this is not quite that. It is still a romance, but it is also a literary fiction book, and ever since I read it I kept thinking about it. I kept thinking about the concept, and basically what this book is about is that it's written by two people, by the way. They're co-authors and I think they're married in real life, but they're writing the story about two co-authors writing a story, and it's friends to enemies to lovers, and it is so beautifully done. Just the thought of two people writing about two people writing about two people is just so cool to me. And so I reread it and I gave it a 5-star this time. I want to reread it already. But anyways, that was my first read of the month. Second was One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. After I read Carrie Soto's back, I really wanted to pick up another one of her books. I read Daisy Jones and the Six, and I didn't love it as much as most people do. I think I gave it a 3-star, but I loved Carrie Soto's back. So Taylor Jenkins Reid is a really hit or miss author for me. I ended up giving One True Loves 3.75 stars. If you don't know what this book is about, we follow Emma, who in her teenage years kind of falls in love with two different guys, but she stays with this one guy from 17 all the way to like 28, and he leaves the day before their first anniversary on a trip. She knows that he's leaving. He's not leaving her, he's just leaving for a trip. And then she gets a call that he got in a crash, like a helicopter crash, and is presumed dead. This is not a spoiler, he is not dead. And so after his death, she has to heal, she has to fall in love again, and she falls in love with this guy named Sam, which she did know through high school and worked with him. They got engaged and are gonna get married when she gets a phone call that her husband, who everyone thought was dead, including herself, is not dead. And so you kind of see the story of her trying to go back and forth between the two. And that's where Taylor Jenkins Reid kind of lost me, because what our character Emma does is like a little morally gray. She goes back between the two of them, and obviously it's like no right, no wrong answer, but also just all feels wrong. Yeah. And so you kind of root for both of them. She ended up with the one I wanted her to be with, so that's good. But yeah, I kind of felt a little detached, and I didn't always love Emma's choices that she made or things that she thought. But the concept of this book is truly, truly incredible, and I did enjoy it while I read it. I binged in like 2 days, but it's not my favorite book of hers, so 3.75 for that one. My third read of this month, I have it with me, Today, Tonight, Tomorrow by Rachel Lynn Solomon. This is a reread. I'm doing a lot of rereads this year because there's just books that have stayed in my heart since the first time I read them, this one being one of them. I just thought this was a really unique story. Rachel Lynn Solomon is such a unique writer, and her writing style is a little hit or miss with people, but I love her writing style. I think her characters are just so cool, and all of her books are set in Seattle where she lives, which I think is so cool because I don't see many books that are set there. Basically, this whole book is within a 24-hour time span, or even less than that. Honestly, I think it's like 12 hours. I really wanted to reread this one because she came out with a sequel, Past, Present, Future, and I got this one from the library, so I'm like, okay, I really want to reread Today, Tonight, Tomorrow so that I'm just a little more refreshed on what was going on in this one so that I can read this. So I'm hoping to read this one before the end of the month. It is August 17th and I have read 3 books out of my TBR. And as you saw in a previous book video, I had very ambitious hopes for my August TBR and I've only gotten through 3 of them. I have about 2 weeks left in the month to be reading and a whole lot of books on my TBR, so I want to go through that really quickly. I have Same Time Next Summer by Annabelle Monaghan, and this one has been on my TBR for a long time and it's from the library, so I really want to get through this one this month, hopefully, and before summer is over. Second one is another reread. It's Counting Down with You, and I don't see this talked about anywhere, and I at the time rated it 5 stars. I cannot think of what this book was about. I think it's a romance. I have no idea what goes on in this book, so I really want to reread this. I have How to Walk Away by Catherine Senner. I've been reading a lot of her books recently, like Hello Stranger and Happiness for Beginners. I gave Hello Stranger 2.5 stars. I did not enjoy that one, but I gave Happiness for Beginners like 2.75 or 2.5. I really enjoyed that one, so I'm excited to see what I think about this one. I have Uncommon Ground by Timothy Keller. I really want to pick up more Christian literature, so I'm starting with this one. It's a really short book and unrelated, but I do love the cover of this. And yeah, I just want to deep dive more into more Christian books, and so I decided to start with this one. The next 2 books I have on my TBR are Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter and None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. This will be a reread. I rated it 5 stars when I read it. I'm reading both of these for a video where I read Brianna Kay's 5-star reads. Bri, if you're watching this, hi. And yeah, I'm so excited to reread this one and read this one. This one is a mystery thriller, I believe, and it's in 3rd-person point of view, so I'm interested to see if I like that. I typically don't love it, but most thrillers that I've been reading are set in 3rd-person point of view, so we'll see. So I have Dance of Thieves. As you guys know, I DNF'd this one, but I do want to try this again because everyone says I should read it. It is a hefty book. It's so heavy. It's like 500 something pages, and it's a lot more fantasy than romance, so I'm a little scared to get into this one. Hopefully I read this month. If not, sometime in the fall, because this looks like a great fall read. 2 more books that I got from the library are The Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune and The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson. I'm so excited to be reading both of these. This one is set in PEI. If you don't know, I am Canadian and I love PEI so much. Look at the cover. That is the red rocks of PEI. PEI is just full of just red sand. That's all their beaches are red sand beaches. So this is just gorgeous. I'm obsessed with this cover, and I gave pretty high ratings to both of her previous books, so I'm very excited to read this before the summer's over. And this one is a mystery thriller, I believe. I have not read Holly Jackson's work. I've read One of Us is Lying, which I think is similar to what she writes, so I'm very interested. A bunch of my friends tell me they love this one, so here we are. I'm gonna read it. I might have to save it for fall because it's just giving fall vibes. A book that I hauled recently is a poetry book, actually. It is called The Sun and Her Flowers, and I wish you could feel this. It has such cool texture. It's like wallpaper. And yeah, I got this for $1 at the thrift store, and it's in perfect condition. And I'm in love with it. I really am. It's so beautiful, and of course the writing is beautiful as well. I forgot to mention my current read is I Fell in Love with Hope by Lang Callie. I've been reading this over the last 10 days, and it's not because it's a bad book. It's actually a great book. I've just been reading this one really slow. It's just a lot to take in when I read it, so I just read it in chunks, which I don't normally do, but I've really been enjoying this. I wish I could give you more of a reading update, but it's following 5 teenagers in a hospital, and they all have varying diseases and sicknesses, and they all know that they are going to die sooner or later, and so they decide to live life to the fullest. They decide to steal little things and just have fun with each other. So this is really about a book about friendship, about hope, and about life before death. And I have seen the creative process of Lang Callie writing this and getting published and all of that. So to have this in my hand is so special, and yeah, I'm loving it so far. But I have like 100 more pages left, so I'm reading it really slow. Towards a small little library, and let's see if there's anything in it. Nothing that caught my eyes, so we'll try another one. I wanted to share my TBR for the week, like my more immediate TBR, starting with Same Time This Summer by Annabelle Monaghan. It's a very short rom-com, I think, and yeah, I mean, it says summer in the title. I need to read this before summer's over, and I only have 2 more weeks. And then I want to pick up the sequel to Today, Tonight, Tomorrow. This one is Past, Present, Future, and yeah, that was my most recent read, so I really want to pick the sequel up really soon. I also really want to read This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune. It has summer in the title. You know I have to read it before summer is over. And then finally would be How to Walk Away by Catherine Center. I really want to read this because I have to return it in like a week. So this is my stack for the week. Hopefully I get through it, and I'll update you on my reading maybe in my next video if it doesn't make it into this one. And I'll give you reading updates on this the more I read. Hopefully I finish this soon so I can give you my review in this video. If not, it will be in my next one. Some could say I was a little ambitious for for this month. I have a very huge stack and only 2 weeks, so I don't think I'll be reading all of these. But I'm gonna try my best, okay? Yeah, I was a little too ambitious. I don't know how many books I have here. Let me see. I think I have 9. Yeah. 9 in 14 days is just not gonna work. But, yeah, we'll see. I just finished I Fell in Love with Hope by Lang Callie, and I just picked up How to Walk Away by Catherine Center. I am 18 pages in, and I'm enjoying it so far. It's nice to be back in her writing style. It's just familiar to me. Yeah, excited to see how I like this one. So I just recounted my TBR, and I have 10 books, not 9. And now I have 11 days left. Or 12 days left in the month. So I'm definitely not getting through all 10 of them. I was slightly ambitious going into this month, but we'll see how much I get done in the next 12 days.